We touched earlier on credit cards being a very misunderstood, largely distracting consumer problem in this country. Probably the world, but I'm only talking about the United States right now because I read the reports, I watch the news, and I know that people are drowning in consumer debt. So, what I want to talk about in relation to that consumer debt is building and maintaining good credit. Credit cards are one of the main things on your credit report. There would be your mortgage on a credit report, credit cards, student loans, debt that you didn't pay, to medical bills, to people can file against you. So there's a lot of things on your credit report. And we talk about a credit report as though it's a grown-up thing. But you realize once you get a Social Security number and you do anything, like if you go to a mall and open up a $300 credit card at Pacific Sunwear, that instantly goes on your credit report as an 18-year-old. And notoriously, 18-year-olds to 25-year-olds have destroyed their credit before they ever really know what their credit score is, or before they ever need to use their credit, let's say to get into an apartment. Nowadays, everybody, landlords, everybody, jobs are checking your credit report to see if you're credit worthy to work for them. They don't want someone swimming in debt at their office who might be jeopardizing their security, and they don't want to rent to someone who might be a bum tenant. So your credit report by the time you're 25 has meaning, and yet a lot of kids have already wrecked their credit report. I work with young people, and I know that their credit report starts to mean something to them when they get that first apartment or try to get that first credit card that has a good balance that isn't prepaid. So I'm going to talk to you for a moment about how much bad credit costs you. If you have bad credit and you go to put your name on a utility bill for your first apartment, and your credit is already ruined by having ridiculous credit cards from when you were in college, or not paying a debt, or not following through on a medical bill, and it all ends up under your Social Security number on a credit card. When the utility company goes to say, all right, we're going to give Joe Smith utilities at his apartment, and they pull his credit report and it says, ooh, he doesn't pay his bills, they're going to charge you a whopping security deposit, up to $1,200. They can charge you $2,000. And what they will do is they'll charge it up front and say you can't have the utilities until you pay for the security deposit, or they'll divide that security deposit into 12 months, and a utility bill that might only be $40 a month is now $80 a month. So bad credit as a young person can actually cost you money. It's really important to know that. I want young people, before they go away to college or before they move out of their parents' house, when they have to start taking care of themselves, to understand that your credit score is attached to your Social Security number. I'm not sure people know that, but you can put almost anything on a credit score now. And there is a push now to get people who pay their rent on time to be able to use that renter's credit as part of their credit score. So where someone who's paying a mortgage is getting a boost to their credit score for paying their mortgage on time, there will be a boost to your credit score for paying your rent on time. At first, I think it may cost a little bit of money, and I'm going to look into that so I can report back to you. But you may be able to get all those on-time rent scores, rent payments on your credit score. That will be amazing. The other thing you can do to build your credit after you've had some bad credit is to apply for some prepaid cards. What prepaid credit cards are, they're actually money cards. You put the money, you give $500 to the card company, and they let you charge up to $500 before you need to replenish it. This is in place of having to go to the ATM all the time and pull cash out of your account. A prepaid credit card can build your credit and give you the opportunity to get a non-prepaid card after a year or two. So if you think about it, you're taking your own money, you're putting it on a card, called like Money Card, and then you go in to buy groceries for $60 and you use it. You go out to dinner with your friends and you use it. And you can keep track of how it's going down. It's almost like a bank account. We want you to do that. We want you to apply for a prepaid card. Sometimes they only start out with $300. And so you give them $300 and then you're able to use the card. That is a good way to build your credit. After you've had a credit card for a while, and like I said, I'm going to have a video or an audio where I show you how to look at your credit card statement. You can ask for a higher limit. So let's say you've got a limit of $1,000, but you might want to go on a trip and the trip is going to cost you $1,800. You can call the credit card company and ask for a higher limit. If your credit score is good enough, they may increase your limit to $3,000. And so then you have a little bit of space. Now, just because you have that higher limit doesn't mean that you go crazy and max out the limit. It means you put your vacation on it or your trip on it, and then you pay it down so that you keep a low balance. The difference between your credit limit and your balance is where your credit score goes up and down. The banks and the credit people like to see available balances high and the balance due very low. That's how they determine your credit scores. If you're going to get credit, how much credit they're going to give you. If all your credit cards are maxed out, you're probably in trouble because they're going to see that you don't have any credit available to you and you might be opening another credit card because you're desperate. The credit card companies, I'm not sure they're looking at Facebook, but I know employers are looking at Facebook. I know schools are looking at Facebook. Credit card companies could start looking at Facebook to see what your spending habits are, if you're revealing things about yourself on Facebook. Social media is now going to be coming into the picture especially for young people. So we'll probably, loop back around to social media and how it might be affecting your ability to get a job, to get credit, to get into the school you want. All those things are part of your credit picture. And it used to just be one thing, and now due to the internet, due to computers, and due to easy access to information, your credit score is made up of a lot more things than it used to be when I was young. And we need to go into that because I want you to have a secure financial future. Thank you.